God choosing shepherds, again, wasn't by accident. It was to show that the gospel was for every man and every woman. In this revelation where they came and they encountered Jesus, how did they encounter him? I find this whole thing interesting. Like they found him and they told Mary and Joseph about their encounter. What did they do for Jesus? Like how did they encounter him? I have no idea. But I find this whole thing just interesting on their encounter. They don't talk about how they wanted to hold Jesus or they wanted to talk about to him or anything else. They wanted to tell their story on what they had been through to even bring them there. It's the beauty of the Christmas season. Guys, I want to encourage you today that you have a story to tell, that your encounters with the Lord, this generation must understand it and hear it. I want to encourage you that we've been told too long by society to just be quiet, to be politically correct. And I really believe what the Lord is starting to do is we're going to upset the apple cart on purpose. That you just have to speak with your voice about the Lord and what He's done in your life and how He's done things for you and the encounters that you've had with Him. And people, they may question it, but they can't argue with it. Because what we've talked about before, the man with an experience is never at the mercy of a man with an argument. Right? I mean, I've said this before, but the best example I can give you, I didn't live through Vietnam, obviously. I'm not old enough. Did not. So you come through today, somebody walking through here could probably tell me Vietnam was made up, never happened. What do I have to go on? Other than somebody else's word. But there are people in this room who you could, if you to try to tell them Vietnam was made up, they could punch you in the face because they've been there. They went through it. They lived it, right? They lived it. But the reality is that anybody who has never lived it could probably be convinced it didn't happen. But man, you lived it. You go, man, I have the magnet. I paid the price. And I said, dang, you're going to be able to tell me it didn't happen. And that's the reality of someone with an argument versus someone with an experience. Right there. The experience is you walked through that war. You walked through that battle. You walked through that experience. And that's what is going on in today's society. We have some people trying to rewrite history to tell you things didn't happen or they happened a certain way and not this way. But the reality is that we don't actually know because we didn't live it. But the reality is that if we will walk out the gospel the way the Lord has called us to walk it, no one will be able to convince you different because your experience of what God moving in your life and His hand on your life is never going to be able to talk you out of who God is. Ever. Ever. If you just prayed a prayer and just made the Lord added to your life, you'd be talked out of a lot of things. But man, if you made Him the Lord of your life, no one's going to be able to talk you out of it.